What's going on, all you ninja assassins out there? PhatSamuraiGuy is here, and welcome to another episode of the movie Dojo, where we discuss martial arts cinema and action films. Today in the Dojo, we are going to discuss the film Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins, starring Henry Golding and Andrew Koji and Samurai Weaving. So originally, I did 2 trailer reactions for this movie. The first one, I was like, okay, it might be okay, right? But I still had concerns. And in the second trailer reaction, I showed a little bit more of the film, and I was just kind of like, all right, it's looking a little bit better, but I still have concerns. And one of my concerns was, it's just gonna be another generic, bland, forgettable martial arts movie, and where the fight scene's gonna deliver. Those were my 2 big major concerns. So before we get into that, let's talk about the plot a little bit. So when the film opens up, you got a young Snake Eyes. It seems like his dad's kind of on the run with him, but kind of making him feel that they're not really on the run. And then one night, some bad guys come calling. Doesn't go too well for the dad. Ever since then, little Snake Eyes has basically kind of grown up on his own, never really forgetting about what happened to his dad. But he's from off the corners. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows how to handle himself. You know what I'm saying? He's a badass. He gets into these fight club events. Then he gets approached one day by this leader of this Yakuza sect, and they're trying to make a deal. He's like, "Look, work for me. You seem worthy and badass enough. I need you to do some things for me, and I can do some things for you. The main one being, I can find your father's killer." So Snake Eyes says yes. Then you kind of fast forward a little bit, and him and Andrew Koji's character, Storm Shadow, are kind of best bosom buddies for some reason. You don't know why. The movie just says, hey, they're friends, they're brothers, they love each other. The same Yakuza head that Snake Eyes is working for kind of finds out that Storm Shadow isn't who he say he is, and he was basically undercover within his organization this whole time. He's like, all right. Gives the pistol to Snake Eyes, and he says, do the damn thing. And Snake Eyes, since him and Storm Shadow are lovers, they basically, fight back and whatnot. Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes escapes. Storm Shadow takes him back. He's like, look, you can't go back. They're going to be hunting you. You're with me now. Look, I need to repay you for saving my life. He takes Snake Eyes with him back to where you find out later that he's a part of this huge ninja clan. It's been around for a very long time, and it's kind of made sure that things never really got out of hand for the country and whatnot. He's an outsider. He brings him in. There's a catch. Snake Eyes has to pass these 3 challenges as he eventually acquired the skills to become an amazing ninja badass assassin. Does he team up with G.I. Joe to fight against Cobra? Does he find his father's killer? That I will not spoil for you. But that's basically the gist of the plot. But now I'm going to give you the good. I'm going to give you the bad. I'm going to give you the badass. First up, the good. I'm a big fan of Andrew Koji. I love him in Warrior. I highly recommend you guys watch Warrior Season 1 and 2. You could tell he's really trying hard in this movie. Like, he's really giving it his all. And I'm only really familiar with Henry Golding from The Gentleman, which is a movie I enjoyed. But watching behind-the-scenes footage, he really trained his butt off for this movie. So that's a plus. And I enjoy the casting of Samurai Weaving as Scarlet. And that's about it. It changed my mind. I'm going to switch the order. We're going to talk about the badass now. The reason why I want to talk about it now is because there's really not that much of it. But there's a few moments here and there, especially in the finale throwdown, in the final act, the third act. There's a few moments here and there where the action starts to intensify, and you get a lot of carnage, body count and explosions and stuff like that. So there's moments here and there where the action kind of ramps up a little bit towards the end. I did enjoy seeing ninjas on motorcycles, because that's, straight up from the 80s right there, son. So I kind of enjoyed that. And it kind of was ramping up to look like to be a really cool, memorable action sequence. Like, it was on its way there. Like, there were moments of that sequence where I was like, all right, I'm kind of digging it a little bit. My favorite shot of the film consisted of a fight sequence at night where it was raining, and you have Storm Shadow and his female ninja companion, who's the head of security for his clan. They're fighting these guys in this little alleyway here, and there's this really great, beautiful shot where it swoops down over them fighting multiple bad guys, and then it swoops up, and then you see the leader of the Yakuza guy on the rooftop watching them, and then the camera swivels this way, showing them fighting multiple people. It was almost like one take. It was like one swooping shot. I was like, that's actually pretty fucking cool. I'm trying really hard now. Is there anything else I'm missing? I could have sworn from the trailer there was a shot of multiple ninjas jumping over a wall and landing. I don't remember seeing that in the movie. If I missed that somehow, maybe I was falling asleep in the theater. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if maybe that was just a deleted scene and it just never made it to the film. Right, now for the bad. Well, my two concerns and fears came true, unfortunately. And this is one of those movies where you kind of really don't give a shit about the main characters, even the lead. You don't really have any emotional connection to Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes as blood brothers, like you just kind of go along with it. And if you guys were expecting Samurai and Baroness to be in the movie a lot, I think they're literally in this movie for maybe around 10 minutes. And I get it, it's not their film, but, you know, I thought they'd be in it a little bit longer. So it's a plot we've seen before, you know, and it did have that little generic tone from beginning to end, and you're going to forget about it. As soon as you get done watching this and you walk out of the theater, most likely you're going to forget about the movie. My second concern was the fight sequences. I've seen, you know me, I've seen hundreds of thousands of martial arts movies. And a lot of those movies, let's be honest, some of them are classics, right? Some of them are pioneers, they lead the way, and they're the blueprint, right, for future filmmakers to copy or at least learn from. But then there's a lot of them where you're not there for the acting, you're not there for the plot. You don't really have to care about the characters, but why are you there? You're there for the motherfucking badass fight scenes, right? And my concern was, will Hollywood, modern day, quick cut editing, and shaky cam ruin all of the fight scenes? And unfortunately, they do. You can tell. You can tell that the stuntmen are badasses in this movie. You can tell. You can tell that the martial artists and the leads, the cast, work their asses off. You can tell just the rehearsal and doing the fight choreography over and over and over again. You can kind of tell that this shit probably took a fucking long time to do and master for this film. But this is one of those blue balls martial arts movies, man. Like, as soon as the action starts to get decent and ramp up, no, the quick shaky cam and quick cut editing they ruin it. I'm gonna get a little spoilery here, just a little bit, but like, there's a fight scene in the beginning when they're trying to get away from the Yakuzas. There's literally, you know, Andrew Koji's fighting 100 dudes on this side, Golding's fighting 100 dudes on this side, and you would never know, because it's like, he fights a few here, and then they're running away. I was like, wait a minute, there was like 1,000 dudes in that warehouse. Did they cut the fight scene? Like, what the fuck? You know, and you can barely see what's going on. Some shots throughout this movie, you can clearly see, you know, Koji taking down 3 dudes with his double swords. But it's few and far between with this movie, unfortunately. Snake Eyes' character, you know, has a little tussle with the female ninja, you know, head of the security guard, you know, character. That fight fucking sucked. Not the choreography, but the quick cut editing and the shaky cam. That fight's a fucking mess. And going back to what I was kind of enjoying a little bit with the whole ninjas on bikes, you know, chase sequence, which that action sequence looked good, like it looks fun. But why is the truck driver still fucking driving this whole time? There's vehicles blowing up on the side, gunfire, ninjas flying around, and the truck driver's just, fuck it. I got to deliver my shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to deliver these cars. Fuck it. I don't want to miss out on my bonus. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make any sense. Like, why is he still driving? At least show a shot of the driver react. Like, what is going on? You know, something. He's like, why is he still driving? There were some decent camera angles and setups to make that, you know, sequence kind of fun. But you notice, soon as 2 of the main characters, I won't say who, finally meet, by the time they finally meet on the truck, as soon as they start fighting, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. And I'm tired of big action set pieces where we're being introduced to something cool, and then all of a sudden we cut to another action sequence of people someplace else. This has got to go, because this takes the audience out of it. It took me out of it. I was kind of enjoying an action sequence for a change. And nope, we got to cut to see what Samurai Weaving and Baroness are doing. It was just like, I get it. It was a finale. They were trying to throw everything together. I get it. But sometimes, I mean, that's like watching the motorcycle samurai sword bike chase action sequence from The Villainous. Now imagine watching that and getting into that, and then all of a sudden we're going to cut to two other people in the movie fighting somewhere. It takes you out of it. And again, we have scenes, especially in the finale, where our two leads are surrounded by hundreds of dudes. And then as soon as they start fighting, just chop chop here, chop chop there, and then everything's fine and it's over. And it's like you barely got a sense of scale, or you barely got a chance to enjoy, what you were watching, because everything's a fucking mess. I mean, at this point, you might as well have saved time and money and have no fight choreographer and just have a whole bunch of dudes surround our leads and just have our leads do this with their sword and pose and then have everybody else fall. You might as well just did that at this point with every single fight sequence in this movie. Again, there's moments here and there where, okay, well, that looked kind of decent. Oh, that was okay, but it was very rare. And again, without spoiling anything, we also have a girls get it done moment in the finale. And I don't mind that, but I'm going to say, those of you who watched this, let me know in the comments, what the fuck were the rest of the Yakuza doing during that whole sequence when the girls are lining up and getting it done? What the fuck were they were surrounded by a whole bunch of dudes. What were they, just watching this? All I gotta say is take a look at the behind the scenes fight choreography sequences where the stuntmen and the lead actors are busting their ass. Here, take a look at this clip right here. Hey! You notice how you can fucking see everything? So you know that's bad. When filming the fight choreography and training is better than the fucking movie, because the quick cut editing and shaky cam fucked it all up. Here's another instance that annoyed me in this movie. Do you remember that awesome badass shot from the trailer where Storm Shadow and a shadowy figure that some people, including me, I thought, is that Snake Eyes on the? Are they fighting on the rooftop in the rain with the badass neon sign in the background? How much time and money did it take to create a beautiful backdrop like that? And it looks like it's going to be a badass fight, right? Like, I thought maybe that was the finale fight of the movie from the trailer reactions. Well, guess fucking what? During that sequence, guess what? You don't even see the fucking fight. You see them kind of fighting in the background because we're concentrating on other characters we don't give a fuck about. And then we finally get a close-up on the two characters fighting each other, and it's just quick, it's over, and it's gone. And this was around the time of the film where I started to lose patience. I was getting mad. I was getting mad. And if you're expecting a big, badass, amazing finale throwdown fight between the main villain and our hero, it sucks. And if you're also expecting to see the legendary badass Iko Uwais be put to good use in this movie and shine, look somewhere else. He's got this one little training sequence, and then later he fights a couple of dudes, and that's it, really. I also really didn't care for Diet Baroness. Like, I just didn't care. And also, if you're expecting to see Snake Eyes in his iconic Snake Eyes uniform that, you see on all the fucking movie posters and shit, well, he just wears it once, and that's it. So now, to be honest, I'm concerned for Shang-Chi. It's like, I didn't have high expectations for Shang-Chi, but after watching Snake Eyes, I have zero expectations for Shang-Chi now. I have zero. And the same concerns and fears I had for Snake Eyes are the same concerns and fears I have for Shang-Chi. Generic, forgettable, and just the fight scenes are all fucked up and chopped up. There's no more excuses for this anymore, Hollywood. Filmmakers out there. There's no more editors. There's no more excuses for this stuff, okay? There's no more excuses. There's so many amazing movies out there. The blueprint is there of how to film and edit fight sequences. Again, I feel really bad for, all the badass stuntmen, the fight choreographer, everybody, the stars did all the training. Like, I feel bad for them because they never really got a chance to shine. In martial arts movies that are based around martial arts, that genre's been dead since maybe the mid-90s, okay? Mid-90s, maybe late 90s, that genre has been dead. You're going to see martial arts in action films, But martial arts movies based around martial arts, that genre is dead, unfortunately. It's been dead for years in terms of mainstream Hollywood, big budget or decent budget releases in theaters everywhere. That's what I mean by that. On video and smaller budgeted or foreign flicks, you know, that the hardcore stuff still exists. When you have a movie like Snake Eyes, where, you know, Hollywood takes a chance, gives a decent budget, and it completely fails either financially or critically, they're not going to take a chance anymore on a future martial arts movie based on martial arts. Mortal Kombat does not count. Mortal Kombat does not count because Mortal Kombat had a Mortal Kombat brand to sell it. If you took that Mortal Kombat brand away and had the same movie in a way where it's just a tournament movie or pre-tournament movie, it would have failed. It wouldn't have been released in theaters or streaming or whatnot. Nobody would have gave a shit. For hardcore fans like me, there's some badass shit out there. No one will ever erase the classics. If you want to find the cool shit now, I recommend you watch The Swordsman, okay? That's how fight choreography and camera work and editing should be. And I would love for a return, you know, of the martial arts genre. I would love for a return to, you know, big budget movies and being released worldwide in multiple theaters. I would love to see that. I was a little excited to see a ninja movie in theaters. A little excited to see a ninja movie in theaters with ninjas in it on bikes. I mean, come on. You know, and again, you could approach this film like, okay, you could turn your brain off and just enjoy it like a popcorn flick. I can see people enjoying this film. I can see it. And that's perfectly fine if you do. But even for a mindless movie, I have standards. And if you don't care about the plot, if you don't care about the characters, you better fucking deliver what the fight sequence is. And it looks like they tried. Hell, I would even recommend Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear, baby. Shout out to Isaac Florentine. That movie, in comparison to Snake Eyes, maybe had 5% of the budget of Snake Eyes, right? But the end finale fight with Scott Adkins versus Kane Kasugi, the end finale fight of that movie, is better than the entire movie of Snake Eyes. Yeah, enough of my ranting. Let me go ahead and review the film. I've seen worse movies. I mean, this isn't like Electra, okay? I wouldn't say this is puke. It's just really unfortunate, and it's kind of sad because I feel sorry for everybody involved because they worked their asses off. So I would say for the cast and the stuntman and the fight choreographer, I'm gonna give this movie a 2 out of 5 ninja stars, man. Without them, I probably would have gave this movie a 1 because it's just a big waste of fucking time, man. I know this is gonna sound bad, but I'd rather watch the first 2 movies over this any day. Alright, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. Did you love it? Were you actually entertained by it? You didn't have any issues? Did you hate it? And as always, I'd like to thank all you badasses for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join the Movie Dojo Army. I'll see all you badasses next time. Take care, guys.